Yes, today we are here with a SYM scooter. First of all, thank you very much to Expomoto in Málaga, the newly opened store here for QG Motor, Cover, Macboa and SYM. Thank you very much for this test ride, Expomoto. Muchas gracias. And yes, that is the SYM ADX 300 2025 model year. It is a fairly nicely priced competitor. When you take the price and compare it to Honda or Yamaha, SYM definitely has an advantage here. Although, I mean, not everything is all pretty with this one, you know. It is very nice in riding it, but you know, some of the components do feel a little bit on the cheap side, to be honest. And of course, you know, the 300 or the 350 series here from Honda or from Yamaha, they can fit two full-faced helmets underneath the seat. So this is kind of a in between. It's not a real 300. It has 278 cc, but you know, from the size and from the GT feeling, it's a little bit smaller than the competition, I would say, but very, very nicely priced, probably around 2,000 euro cheaper than the major brands. We have the main safety features here on this scooter. We have dual ABS, we have TCS disconnectable. It is available in 3 colors in 2025. I don't know how many colors in 2026. Anyways, let's get to the controls, the display and the storage space. So on the left hand side of the handlebar, we have the brake lever for the rear disc brake. We have a little switch here for your index finger for the passing light. It's not a combined light switch here as with the others, but okay, it doesn't really matter. We have a high beam, low beam switch here for the light, and we have a hazard light switch here. We have a turn signal switch here, which is a little bit finicky to find the middle here when you're actually riding and you're wearing gloves. Here's the horn. In the middle, as you can see, this styling reminds us of ADV-ADX style. It looks a little bit like a motorcycle, and it is actually quite practical because you can attach different things like smartphones or things like that. On the right hand side, we have the throttle, we have the brake lever for the front disc brake, we have an emergency cutoff switch here, and we have the starter switch right there. In the middle, we have the 7-inch TFT display, which is very crisp and clear. You can see everything. It's really nice. You see all the important information on the display. We have an RPM counter, we have the coolant temperature on the left, fuel level on the right. We even have an indicator for the battery voltage there. We have a total, we have a trip, we can switch it around here, or we can toggle it, sorry. We have the total, we have the trip, we have the oil trip, TCS on, we can turn it off with the right button there. That's about it. Apparently, according to the manual, to the user manual, you can actually adjust the display somehow with different display schemes. So what else do we have on this scooter? We have a windscreen, which apparently is not adjustable, but it is tinted. We have the keyless go system here. We have a no cubby hole on the left. We have a cubby hole on the right, and which is fairly big. Actually, it's not lockable, unfortunately. There's I can feel a USB-C connection in there, and maybe 6 of my hands can fit in there. It is fairly big. I will open up the seat for you now so you can see how big the space underneath the seat is. We don't have any spring adjustment here with the seat. We don't have any shocks. You just have to open up the seat all the way. If you have very strong wind, you might be out of luck because it will fall on your head. In the compartment here, you can fit my helmet, which is a full-faced helmet, but it's a fairly small one. It's a medium size but small one, and you can fit it in the rear. In the front, you can put some other things. We do not have any courtesy light. We do not have any USB connection, as far as I know and as far as I can see here in the boot. This is probably the first or second video in the new year, so still Happy New Year to you guys and gals. Thanks very much for watching my channel. Anyways, yeah, we're here with the part of the actual test right now, and this is the SYM ADX 300 2025 model year, and we'll take it out for a little spin. Let's go. Yeah, so sitting on it, it is actually not so high. The seating position, not too bad. Actually, I'm 175, 5'9". As you can see, I can almost, not quite, but almost flat foot. So it's fairly low. But on the other hand, if you usually have a fairly low scooter, then, you know, usually you can put not so much in the underneath the seat, which is actually true for this one. I mean, we can put one full face helmet, but not two like on the other ones, like XMAX and for the 350. So this is what it looks like when you turn it on. Let's start it up here. So what I wanted to actually add on in the English video here, which I also mentioned that in the German video, because we were in the traffic and at very low speeds, or handling when you park it or something like that. It is a little bit too agile to my taste, you know, kind of wants to like go left or right, like I don't want to say fall down. Of course it will not fall down, but it is different to the other scooters. It's at very low speed, it's a little bit shaky, or I don't know how to say that. When you are actually getting to reaching a little bit of a speed here, then it's absolutely no problem. Also in the corners here, very stable, very nice riding, and the twisties here. And at higher speeds on the freeway, even with the wind today, it was actually pretty good. So, but that's just what I wanted to tell you. It weighs about 200 kilos. Well, actually it is heavier than the bigger 350, 300 from Yamaha and Honda, I think. So it's a little bit heavier, and so you have to think about that when you want to handle it in the city or so, that it is maybe a little bit shaky. Other than that, feels very nice. You can sit like this on this seat. I don't want to say what it looks like when you sit on it like this, because some people complain, but you know, I mean, I've heard so many things already, it doesn't really matter anymore. The seating position or the foot position to the front is a little bit weird, because I mean, I could sit like that, but it doesn't really make any difference, you know, from the relaxed or comfort position or comfort point of view. To put your feet a little bit to the front, I don't know, it's a little bit better. The room, the leg room and the foot room are a little bit better on the other scooters. This one is a smaller scooter. I don't know if you would actually call it the GT scooter, because it also only fits one helmet in the rear, so it is kind of in the middle. You cannot totally compare to other 300s. That's what I wanted to mention. Of course, also it has a little bit less power than the bigger ones, the other ones. 26 horsepower compared to, I think, 29 and 31 or something. Okay, let's go. Go. What does it feel like on the highway at a little bit higher speeds? Very nice, actually. The windscreen is a little bit uncomfortable because it's fairly loud. It actually blocks the wind quite nicely, but only if you're maybe ducked down a little bit, and if you're my size, and it goes quite just barely above your helmet. But it's a little bit louder in my helmet here, so I have to almost scream into the microphone. I have full power now. We go up a steep incline now. nicely here. Still full power. Still full power, still full power. Holding 125, not too bad. I don't want to go too crazy here. I want to go behind this guy. But it is not too bad. I'm interested to see actually the 0 to 100 value, how it compares to the other regular 300 scooters. This is a very good alternative in price for a 300 scooter, a little bit less power, but a very, very good price, I would say. And it rides very nicely, very steady. And yeah, one thing I can complain a little bit about is the turn signal switch. I mean, SYM has so much experience with scooters. I don't know why they just not put a normal working turn signal switch in there, like Honda or like Yamaha. Why do they always experiment with these kind of things? It's maybe 2 cents cheaper or something, I don't know. But of course it blinks to the left and to the right. To find the middle is a little bit difficult sometimes, so that's what I wanted to tell you. It's not a major thing. If you get used to it and everything, no problem. We have the wind protection here for your hands, which is nice, and which give this scooter this kind of ADX, ADV kind of vibe, as you would say. And yeah, it is a very, very nice ride here on the highway actually with this scooter. I'm a little bit surprised, but it's very nice. And yeah, for that definitely I can highly recommend it to you. And for that price I can highly recommend it to you, because I would say if you just compare the price and well, maybe the displacement value, probably €2,000 difference to the Honda or Yamaha, I would say. Okay, we have a night display here. It's pretty nice. Switches automatically. And very quick back to the other one. Pretty nice. Yeah, I can recommend it to you for that price. Definitely you have to think about, of course, what you get for it. You know, you don't get the highest quality, not the best like on a Forza or so, but of course you pay much less money on this one here. And yeah, for that I think it's a very good deal, especially the main functions. What it does nicely, like it rides very nicely. It's very safe, feels very safe and secure. Also, I tried the brakes in my German video, and there was no slippage, no nothing, no ABS. It felt very nice, and it felt very safe. So all the major function, what it does, you know, it brings you from A to B safe and sound. So definitely thumbs up for the SYM ADX 300. Thanks very much for watching. This has been a ride out. Take care. Bye-bye.
Cruising down the coast, sun on my face, on a brand new ride, taking my place. From scooters to beasts, every mile's a test. I push the limits, give you my